We have a wonderful day ahead of us. We spent a good part of this morning listening to our brothers and sisters from IPOA who have done a fantastic job. And I will save all of us the time by going straight to the business of this day. First of all, His Excellency President Kenyatta asked me to convey his personal, sincere gratitude to IPOA and for the wonderful work that you have done. And it is the President's wish and all of our wish that we move forward and we move on to do what we must do to strengthen our policing environment. I very sincerely want to thank each one of you who's involved in this. I have been at the Ministry of Interior for a few months, but I've enjoyed working with all the stakeholders in the room. And as we go forward, listening to each one of those who have spoken ahead of me this morning, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that we are on to a good thing. Our country is moving on in the right direction. So I'll make 3 points. One, about where we've come from. I want to sincerely thank you, Macharia and the board of IPOA, for a job well done. As a citizen of this country and as a Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government, I am sincerely satisfied that you have served our country with dignity, with integrity, and you have set an excellent example in public service as we move forward. And I assure you, on my own behalf and on behalf of my colleagues at the ministry, that we have a new spirit in the country of moving in the right direction, and we will provide all the support that we are required to provide to IPOA and other agencies to be able to move forward. Change we must. We cannot continue living this way and hope that we will have the country that we desire to live. And change is a responsibility for all of us. It's not just for IPOA or for the National Police Service, but change is something that we all have to internalize and work on as we move forward. The second point I want to make is this. My brothers and sisters, you understand the challenges we face in this country. If there's anything I learned when I went to the Ministry of Interior, is that I did not know until I went there the challenges that you have to overcome to keep this country safe and secure. Quite frankly, if some of us in this room were given a half of Boinet's job, you probably will leave on day one, as it were. The police and the security sector in this country work hard. They genuinely work hard. And we have men and women in uniform who are committed and who have given us their all in terms of ensuring that our country remains safe and secure. Our responsibility, first and foremost, is to support them and appreciate them in the work that they do. That is not to say that we don't have challenges. We will be deluding ourselves if we thought that we didn't have challenges. We do. But challenges are easily overcome when we look at them and deal with them together as a group of people. And that is why, now that Kawira, I have learned you are careful about the things I say in public, I need to be even more careful. That's why I insist that we all have an equal responsibility to ensure that our country moves forward in the right direction. Yes, it's true, you may say that we in government have the monopoly of violence, but we also have the monopoly of responsibility to our people. It is our responsibility to ensure that our country is safe and secure. It's our responsibility to ensure that the people of Kenya are able to move forward and do what they must do in their various lives as they move along. And it's not easy. It's very difficult. But I want to say this, much as we all love our police officers across the country, I am the first one to stand here and tell you candidly and sincerely, we've had tough conversations even with our colleagues. We've had tough conversations with Mr. Kavludi and the Inspector General. And this is the message we give to our police officers. We love them enough to ensure that they live and work according to the law. We love them hard enough to ensure that they do not engage in crime. When police officers are engaged in activities or things that hurt fellow citizens, we too get hurt. I have made this point several times before, that when an individual police officer assaults a member of the public, like the case happened the other day in Madira during the by-election, we too are affected, and then we get hurt, and we raise these issues. We talk about them very openly. It is not right that students are killed when they are protesting, like it happened in the case of Mary University. It is not right that certain things happen. And where things have happened that we ourselves feel unhappy about, we investigate them, we work with IPOA, we cooperate effectively, we ensure that we deliver justice to the people of Kenya. Being in public office, and I need to say this very carefully to all of you, my brothers and sisters in the room in public office. Being in public office and holding the jobs that we hold gives us no right to break the law or to go out of our way and abuse others' rights. But I want to urge you, friends, that now is the time we have, together, civil society, various government agencies, independent offices, now is the time to cross ranks and work together. That's why the 17th of April this year was very important to me, because we held for the first time ever the National Policing Conference, when we all sat around the table, all of us actors, looked each other in the face and said what we need to do to strengthen the policing environment. And I want to commit to you here in public, all of you, our colleagues from civil society, from independent institutions, that we will remain open, consultative, inclusive, we will remain engaged to ensure that we improve our policing environment, that we address the concerns that have been raised, that we are a rule of law environment, that we ensure we respect human rights when we are engaged in our policing activities. But equally, I want to ask you that now is the time when we are away from an election and the silly season when we do all manner of things. Now is the time for us to also educate our people on how they can enjoy their rights without infringing on others' rights. Everyone is right to picket, for example, to demonstrate. You don't need my permission or anyone's permission, but it's not right to break into people's property. It is not right to hurt people merely because they hold different views from yours. It is not right to ban things that belong to those you do not like or you don't agree with politically. And you don't make it any easier for Inspector General Boynet when you engage in those kinds of things. So let's be balanced and objective as we go forward. Support our police, raise the questions that we must raise, but ensure also that we build the capacities of our people to live responsibly and to live well in society. It is not fair for blanket condemnations or blame on the police. When individual cases have to be investigated, I promise you, as a Ministry of Interior, we will work with you. We will cooperate. We will do what we are required to do to ensure that the right thing is done as we go forward. Lastly, change we must, and I'm so grateful to the National Police Service, the Inspector General, for what they are doing. We are actually entering the second phase of fairly radical changes in the manner in which we police the country. Some of those are changes that will require all of us to support them. And I ask all of us to understand, and let us exercise a sense of decency. In some cases, we actually need to exercise common sense. We have to rationalize, for example, as I've said several times before, the way we deploy our police resources in the country. A country of our size, with the needs that we have, cannot afford to do some of the things we do, which are sheer madness. There is no county government official anywhere in this country who needs 26 police officers to guard them. There is no one. Governor or whatever, you don't need 26 police officers to guard you. We can't move a police station to your office. So when the Inspector General engages in this rationalization and the deployment of resources, the Inspector General is not a politician. We are not politicians. We are doing things that make sense, looking at the challenges we have that we must move forward with. And I can tell you, colleagues, we will remain on this trajectory. There are certain things that are necessary. There are mistakes that we have made in the past in the manner in which we have conducted ourselves. Now is the time to correct some of those mistakes and behave responsibly. I will be one of the protectors, very strong protectors, of the law that preserves the independence of IPOA. And I can assure you as government, we are not interested in cannibalizing the powers of IPOA. And I can assure you, Mr. Chairman, that the government will do its part so that we put up a plan in place to recruit a successor board, as we are required to do by the law, because we all are determined to live responsibly. And as we move forward, I'm interested in targets. We are in these jobs because we have to deliver services to our people. Our president has been firm on results, things that people can touch. So in a short while, I'm going to meet with my colleagues, the Solicitor General, my friend, the TPP, and the Inspector General of Police, because one of the things that happened is that we have submitted ourselves to the International Index on Effective Policing. I would like us to be rated by others so that people can see whether we are making progress or we are not making progress. I would like, rather than waiting for the 2 or 3 years to end, I would like us to have an annual meeting at which the Solicitor General, the DPP, the chairperson of the National Police Service, the Inspector General, we look at each other and respond to the statistics that Macharia was talking about. If 700 cases have been given to us as the National Police Service, where are we with the disposal of the cases? Because that is the accountability I would like to give as a minister. So, Mr. Kavuludi, we also have to look at these good people and tell them the truth. Where are we with the cases? We must present that kind of report as we go forward. Because if issues have come before us, we have to investigate those issues. I agree with the Solicitor General. Now is the time to insist on accountability so that we serve our people. We are in this position so that we can deliver services to our people. Lastly, I want to assure you, my brothers and sisters, we may have challenges and we may have weaknesses. We've come a long way. We have fantastic people in the leadership of the National Police Service. I've been here for a short while, worked with Mr. Boynet, I've worked with Mr. Kavluda and his board. What I see in them is a very strong willingness to bring about the change that we desire. We'll have change even in the recruitment of the next police officers we are going to recruit. I want to step up the capacities of the police service so that for a country that is endowed as ours is, we should increase the capacities of the resources we give ourselves. And as we go forward, we should translate some of the work that has been done by IPOA into templates that we can use to move forward. Templates for recruitment, templates for assessment, and review as we go forward. So I'm inviting all of us, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, the Kenya Human Rights Commission, Amnesty International, all of you are good colleagues. Let's sit at the table and get this job done. Let's walk away from the idea of talking at each other at press conferences. We have an equal stake in this country. This is our country. Let's all work together and deliver an improved and better police environment so that we don't spend time, blaming the police all the time and criticizing the police and talking about the things they have not done, sometimes at the expense of the things they have done, the great things they have done. Look at where we are and where we were last October and the amount of work that these police officers have done throughout a very difficult period of time last year during the elections. I will not deny that we have our challenges, but I'll also be ready to admit that we've overcome those challenges as we go along. We're better today than we were yesterday, and we want to be better tomorrow than we are today. And with that hope, and that focus, and that commitment, let us all work together. Lastly, I want to assure members of civil society who are in this room. The focus of government is inclusivity, working together with all Kenyans from all walks of life. You've heard our president articulately presenting the case for the Kenya National Project, that we want to be a nation. Everyone is welcome. And this is the time for us to drive the security sector in that kind of manner. So there is no conversation we will not have. There's no place we will not go. And there are no people we are not going to talk to in this country, as long as that conversation and those people and those organizations are also partners in moving our country to the next level. So I don't think in the history of this country it has been this good for us. We have a huge opportunity for us to move our country forward. So let us take full advantage of that opportunity and do what we must do to improve the policing. And when you meet a police officer, because it starts from there, when you meet a police officer, as you drive around, please shake their hand and say hi to them and tell them thank you for what you're doing for our country. Don't call them names. They are our brothers and sisters. They are our sons and daughters. They are our fathers and mothers. They are fellow Kenyans, sometimes who go beyond the mere call of duty to keep us safe and to keep our country secure. Some of them make sacrifices some of us cannot even begin to imagine. The number of police officers we have in Boni right now, in Lamu, some who have stayed there for quite a while. The number of police officers we have on the border at Mandera who are patrolling out there. The number of police officers we have in Kapedo, in Turkana, and the difficult areas where we have security challenges in the country, who are committed, who are out there. They go for days, weeks, and months sometimes without even seeing their families. They make sacrifices for us as citizens, and the least we can do is to appreciate them. As I said, let us also now begin a new culture where we are different people. When you meet a police officer, I say again, shake their hand, tell them thank you. And if there is an issue, because they are human beings and because they are from our society, they have not come from somewhere else, they are from our society. Some of their failings and their weaknesses are reflective of our collective failings and weaknesses. When we come across them, let us deal with them honestly and candidly. And I say again, Kawiri, as I said last time, we may hold different mandates, but we have equal responsibility for our country. And God has been so gracious to us as a people and given us a fantastic country. The least we can do is, while we have an opportunity, let us make a contribution we can be proud of, like the one that these brothers and sisters have made at IPOA. We salute you. We thank you. We wish you all the best as you move on. Although I frankly would like to give you this news, you are not going to move away from the security sector. We need you. And soon enough, let me not announce here, but soon enough I'll find work for you so that we can work together. We don't want to lose the brain trust that we have in you people as we move forward. Because one hallmark of a great country is knowing how you use your resources. And these are our national resources. We must find a way of continuously using them to improve ourselves as we go forward. I assure you of our commitment, of the government's support, and the government's determined focus to improve policing in this country. Our story is not even yet told, and it will be told in greater ways by the great people that we are going to have in our police sector, and the improvements that we keep making every day. The great work that Mr. Kavludi has done and Joseph Boynet in improving the curriculum of the police. I was hoping the IPOA would say that by the time they're leaving office, the curriculum of the police is different from what it was when they came in. We are training the police differently. We're going to train them longer, courtesy of the wonderful work that has been done by IG with support of these good people and all of us contributing into it. I know civil society has made a great contribution to that curriculum, and I really appreciate that. And I want us to improve it even more. I thank our partners, lastly, for the support that we have received from them. I know the US government gives us huge support in the security sector under the SGI program. We are going to do even more. I'm grateful to the British government for their continued support to our training and capacity building in the security sector. We continue to work with you. We assure you we'll be accountable and we will be partners worth your while as we move forward. May God bless us indeed for the good work ahead, and thank you.